welcome to a special show tonight. We kick off our Hometown Hero series tonight. And first up, we got my mom. I'm going to introduce her in a little bit, but just want to say thank you, first of all, to everybody who has been following the mail room up until this point, as far as, participating with us on the mail room page, as far as on Facebook. We also invite you, man, to everybody out there. We invite you to find us on our YouTube channel, which is under the mail room, as well as scout us out on Google Plus and Hangouts, so that make it just easier for you to get to us when we do the show on Thursday nights. We two guys down today, so it's just me and Mark right now. Hopefully, G and Sean chime in a little bit, but right now it's just me and Mark. Hey, bro, I just want to holler at you first, man. How was your week, brother?
Man, not a bad week. I can't complain. Trying to get this wedding stuff all squared away. Other than that, all the BS that was going on, the Donald Sterling, the affirmative action in Michigan, the somebody else did something dumb too, but I can't think of it right now.
Your Heisman Trophy winner, brother.
Stealing, yeah.
Crabs.
Hey man, he working up a reputation, man. Like last year was that girl that said she raped her.
Yeah, man. And of course, see, this is the thing. Like, when the media catch it, when they talk about one incident, they bring up all your old incidents. So here we go, you know what I'm saying? And it's like they got a rap sheet on this young man already, man. And see, that's what I hate. When you get into that system, brother, it's kind of hard to get out of it because people always want to fall back on that and make things, more than maybe what they are. And then, too, like, from my understanding, that whole situation with that rape situation, all that was, thrown out, or he was acquitted, or, they ain't have enough evidence. But yet that still, is like a stain on his reputation. You see what I'm saying? Even though, it looks like he didn't do it as far as the courts are concerned or whatever, but that still comes up. Like when he came up about these crab legs, here we go. It came up in the articles that I read about the, homegirl and the rape. So, that's part of the thing about the mailroom, man. Part of our agenda, man, is, we got to get our black boys in the right frame, state of mind, because I don't think they realize how stacked it is against them, man. I really don't think our young brothers really realize how stacked the deck is against them. You see what I'm saying?
No, I get it. And then when white people look at us, they'll look at that incident and then judge everybody. Whether you Miss Barbie or Keith Barbie or me.
Right.
For something that he did.
Right. And it don't hurt. Help the situation that he a Heisman Trophy winner. So it's like, well, if a Heisman Trophy winner stealing crabs out of Publix, all of them niggas is stealing crabs out of Publix. You know what I'm saying? It really makes it that much easier.
You hear that joke that been floating around like over the past year?
What was it?
What do you call a black person with 5 degrees?
What?
A nigga.
Still, dude, still.
Still.
with these many marks.
Yeah, with those men.
Whether you got this, my mama said, whether you got this or this, you still a nigga.
You still a nigga.
Right,
so that's the joke that's been going around. Somebody white probably did that.
I've been here to fight all my life.
My mama said she been at to fight her whole life.
Oh man, she put on the color purple.
I'm gonna go on and bring her into the mix, man. Well, I guess not. She over here eating or something.
Get it in, Miss Barbie. I just got through myself.
Everybody on lunch break.
I know, right? But this should be an interesting show, though, man, because I feel like foster parenting is a very important topic to talk about, especially within the black community. Because we have issues. Certain people have issues, even with not being able to bear children.
Yeah.
And this is a well, I don't really want to use the word, but this could be a blessing for somebody who may not be able to bear children to help somebody.
And I'm that person. But yeah,
my mama said it is a blessing. She that person and to go on and bring her into the conversation.
Oh,
So without further ado, this is my mom, live and direct from Ripley, Tennessee, Miss Faye Barbee. So, mom, introduce yourself further and let the people know what you're gonna be talking about today.
hi, my name is Faye Barbee. It's nice to meet you, Marcus, and
it's
congratulations
very nice to meet you
on your
too.
upcoming marriage. That's
Thank.
good. Now, I've been married 3 times, so not gonna do that no more. I'm not gonna do it.
Okay.
I'm not gonna do it for the vine.
Okay. Miss Barbie, give me some advice for a man. That what can I do as a man to help my wife to? I mean, I guess in the marriage, like what to like not piss her off or something like that. Any advice
Communicate
for me?
communicate with her a lot. And the
Mm,
little things, the little bitty things that don't even matter, that you think don't matter, they do.
okay.
That's the
So
best
just
thing. That's the best thing you and have trust. That's the best thing you can do.
okay. Is anything? Well, I guess that goes for her too.
Right? It goes both ways. It's got to go 50-50, not 60-40, not 20-90. It's got to go 50-50 for it to work.
Miss Barbie, best believe I'm gonna be playing this back for my fiance.
And look, and most of all, pray.
Okay.
That's it.
Let's go.
Me and Saint Sean and Georgia get you prayed up because we already know where you at with the prayer life.
And I heard about you with that, so we're gonna pray on you about that.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna pray hard for you on that.
But I already told Mark, my mom and Jamet. Remember I be talking about Jamet. My mom
Okay. Yeah.
and Jamet already said you just calling out titles when you say ages. You ain't no ages. They say because your heart and the way you move through life, man, show that you ain't about that atheist life. So
Show them.
they
And
said you just want to use the term,
and
man.
I can just tell by the way you asked me, what can I do to make a marriage work with my wife since I'm getting ready to get married? God already working with you for you to even ask me that.
Miss Barbie, I will not debate with you. I said this debate for Keith.
All right, baby.
I'm gonna catch your debate.
All right, baby. We gonna move on to what I was here to do. Okay, we're gonna move on.
Miss Barbie, if you
Yes,
don't
sir.
mind, I like to get a little to see if you don't mind explaining to us like how you grew up to get to this point to where you were like, I want to accept foster children. Like, have you ever thought about it as a kid, or like was it anything that you saw, or just growing up in general? Were you always a lover of kids? Like, what brought you to this point?
No, actually, it was after I really got grown. I only had one child by birth, and that was
Hmm.
Keith. And
Okay.
after I had Keith, they told me that I couldn't have any more kids, but I'm so favorable to girls, and I wanted a girl. And I actually got into foster care. This is foster care month, this month of May. The whole month is actually foster adopt care month. So it's
Hmm.
all about the kids this particular month. Actually, my mom got me into foster care.
Okay.
So she was actually in it, and after I talked to her about me wanting a little girl and I couldn't conceive any more kids, she said, well, won't you get into foster care? So I was helping her with the kids that she had. I would come and get them and take them different places and help her with them. So I actually got into it with my mom, and that's Miss Willa Mae Mitchell. And Keith called her Mama Smurf.
The Miss Barbie. Um, like you couldn't have kids again. What made you get over the fact that this child didn't come out of your vaginal canal? You're like, what made you get over that point to say, okay, I'm gonna take somebody else's child or a child that you didn't birth? What made you get over that part of it? Because that's a lot of people have that issue.
Talking to God.
Okay.
Talking to God, and since I couldn't conceive, a child is a child.
Right.
No matter if you conceive it or if it's somebody else's child, like I tell my kids now that I have, I'm not gonna take anything from your biological mom because I'm your you got two mothers. I'm taking the place of your mother while she couldn't take care of you. I stepped in and took her place, but that's still your mother. Because if it wasn't for her, you wouldn't be on this earth today. So I'm not going to take, even though she had her whatever's problems, I just stepped in and took her place for a minute. But don't ever forget, that is your mom. Just like I used to tell Keith back in the day, his father, the only thing that I can thank your daddy for is for giving you to me. I can't thank him for nothing else, because if it wasn't for that man, you would not be in my life today. He never did anything for you, never took care of you. I never put him on child support, but I thank God for giving you to me for him. That's the only thing that I can thank him for. Other than that, and I never talk bad about him. I said, I'm going to let you find out about him on your own, and that's exactly what he did. And they still have a relationship now. You know, I don't too much care for it, but they got one.
But that's good. I mean, that's great that you left it open for Keith to talk to his dad again, because some people don't.
Yeah, and they have a close relationship. Him and his dad have a close relationship, even though when he was growing up, they did not have that relationship, because I was the mother and the father, and which my mom and my stepfather and my father, we all raised Keith. But I have to give props to my stepfather, Jose Mitchell, which he called Papa Smurf. He upholds him very, very high.
Yeah.
And my mom. They actually raised Keith. That's why he calls my mom now, and he calls me Faye. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. And then another thing is why I got into the foster care is because, in which I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna deny nothing. It was a lot of times I should have been there for Keith, but I wasn't. And I tried to make up for that with my girls, and that's exactly what I'm doing now.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Man,
y'all got that village.
Right, man. I wasn't expecting all that kind of carrying on.
This is my firstborn, and this is my baby.
She making me feel like like Candy and Mama Joyce on the Real Housewives reunion. Like, ain't you oversharing? Like, you telling a little too much.
Because I'm gonna say stuff that he didn't even think that I was gonna say, but I'm gonna say it anyway, because I'm gonna be truthful and I'm gonna be honest. Because like I tell everybody, I hate to be lied to. I'm not gonna lie to you, and don't lie to me. You tell me the truth and hurt my feelings before you lie to me.
Right. You probably had to become the person you are now. You know, because a lot of young people lie to themselves.
That's right.
You know? And once you come of age where you get that wisdom, you like, I'm tired of lying. And it's good that Keith can hear you say that to me, because me and you don't know each other, right. But you know, you so confident, you feel the way Keith can feel that love, and your daughters can feel that love coming through. You know, just the way you speaking. You know, right. So that's beautiful to me.
That's right. And I tell them every day, just like I had to tell my oldest the other day. She did something that me and Keith know she did, but her and my mother has this relationship that's thicker than thieves. And I told her, I said, Q, her name is Quenisha, but I call her Q. I said, Q, I know you did what you did, and I said, don't ever lie to me. I said, because that's going to make it worse on you. You tell me the truth, and we'll deal with it right then and there. But don't ever lie to me. I hate to be lied to. I can't stress that enough. You tell me the truth, like I said, hurt my feelings, make me cry, make me break a glass, make me get drunk or whatever. Just don't lie to me. And Keith knows that on hand too. Because I've caught him in a lie.
Keith Barbee lying?
A lie.
Whoa.
We ain't gonna go that right now, but he know what I'm talking about, though.
So Miss Bart, I'm sorry, I don't mean to take up all the questions, Keith. I'm just curious about it. So when you brought Q, what's the other one name? I'm sorry.
Her name is
Q and
Quenisha, but you can call her Q.
He was asking about what's the name of the other daughter.
Angel.
Angel. Q and Angel. When you brought them home, was it how was an adjustment period for you and for them?
Well, it's something that we had to get adjusted to, but I mean, it was like the love was right then and there. Let me go back to when I first got into it, when my mom told me about it.
Mm-hmm.
One thing about it, when you into foster care, you can either get in it to foster kids or either to adopt kids. You can do
Okay.
either or. My mom got into it to foster because she didn't want any children of her own. And
Right.
the way it's set up, now they do pay you to keep these kids. But first of all, the first thing that you have to do, you got to go through a PATH class.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first thing you have to do. That is to get you prepared for the type of children that's going to come into your life. And you have to go through this class. When we first went through it, I've been in this foster care adoption situation for 12 years. I'm out of it right now, and I'll go into that later on. But I've been into it for 12 years, and I was also proudly to say that I was the president of the Foster Adoption Association. We have an association where all the parents get together and we do different types of things for the children. We do different activities to, take them different places and bring all the kids together. We have like a Easter hunt. We take them to the park, have a barbecue. We do a Christmas party every year where we buy gifts. We have a Santa Claus. I mean, we do everything, and we are a non-function association where as though we ask for people to donate money, a non-profit association.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Keith. A non-profit association. That's what it's all about. That's the Foster Care Association. I was the president for this association for about 8 years. And like I said, I just recently stopped because the reason that I stopped is because work issues. And when I got into it, I asked God to give me one blessing. I got that blessing with Q, but he gave me 2 blessings. I adopted another child, Angel. So with my work schedule, with me working, and then my mom has got a little older, I don't have a babysitter, because when you get these kids now, sometimes you got to say, well, now, I need a rest. I need to go out. I need to go drink a beer.
Right.
So
you need time for you.
You need me time.
Right.
So my mom has got a little older now, so I can't really just say, Mom, can you keep the kids for me? I got to be responsible now to do it myself, or either find, and Keith, he's on the go, so I can't just really find a babysitter. So, that's another reason that I got out of it. But I've also fostered 2 children. Now, when you get into this association or get to the point where you want to adopt a child or foster a child, you have to realize that you can get attached to these children. Even though, now, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Some of these kids have problems. That's where the association comes in, where we used to go to different places like Nashville, and we used to go the whole weekend, and we would have classes where they would actually teach you how to deal with the different effects that these kids have. Because you got some kids that have HDD, HTD, H3D. I mean, I'm not, like I said, I'm not finna sugarcoat it. You got some kids that's bad, and I'm talking about bad. They will tear up your stuff.
Right.
And when you get into the situation where You want to adopt teenagers because they always got teenagers that's up for adoption or to foster. Them kids will steal your truck. They'll steal your car. They'll tear up your doors. They'll mess up your beds. The state will eventually pay you for this, but you have to really be stable and have a good frame of mind to say, I'm going to let this child come into my house that I don't know nothing about, and he's 17 years old. Ain't no telling what he might do.
Right.
But you have to say to yourself, I got God on my side, and he ain't going to do the impossible in my house. But you never know. Now, they got these classes where they teach you how to deal with situations that come up like that. So, and those, when we went to those different types of trips like that, it was nice. It was real nice. I mean, we was in classes some day, and it was like a whole weekend. You would have to pay for it, but we was in class. But it taught you how to deal with the kids that you have or the kids that came into your home. Now, the first child that I fostered was, her name was Shay. It was a little girl. And Shay was like 9 or 10. But I had, and then see, another thing is you got to deal with the parents. And you know, dealing with the parents ain't going to be easy. Because you got my child and doing this and doing this. Well, you know, you should have stepped in and did what you had to do with your child. Don't hate me because I got your child and I'm taking care of your child. But you still have to deal with situations like that.
Right.
But the first child that I had her for like about a year. And I got attached to Shay. And I was going to adopt Shay. But Shay mama, she stepped up, which was a blessing, that she stepped up and did what she had to do to get her child back. But Marcus, when Shay went back to her mom, and like I said again, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, that hurted me. That was a void in my life. It was something that I went through that couldn't nobody help me through but me. And I prayed a lot that. So when you get into, you know, foster care or adoption, you got to know and have that frame of mind that these kids can be taken away from you. Right. And one thing about being in a foster care, you can't discriminate against color, but you can specify that I want a male or a female, or I want a child of this age. I want a baby. A lot of people wanted babies, but babies are hard to get. But they really, I mean, they really have a lot of teenagers that they're trying to put in homes. And I think they still have a lot of teenagers now that they're trying to put in homes. But I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Like I'm going to say again, I was afraid to get them teenagers. Because I'm like, I got a truck, I got a nice house, and God is blessing me, but I don't want to wake up in the middle of the night and this child took my car and the police calling me. I didn't really want to go through that.
Right.
No, that's interesting that you bring that up because I can remember Mama, and when I say Mama, I'm talking about my grandmother. At the time that my grandfather was living, my grandmother and my grandfather would get, you know, older children, you know, teenage kids, and when my siblings, like they would have a house full,
like 4, 5
at
kids
at a time. But when my grandfather passed on, when he transitioned, my grandmother really she kind of eased her way out of it, but she definitely stopped getting older children because she couldn't handle them by herself because for the very reasons that my mom just explained. My grandmother was like, Keith, I've been to kill one of these kids because it really come down to me or them, and so she felt safer. She felt safer to get older children when my grandfather was living because she knew they weren't going to cross my granddaddy. Right. But, you know, her being a woman and then you got, you know, older males, you know, she was leery of having particularly male. But even a lot of times she, you know, told me stories of, you know, girls, you know, when these kids get of a certain age, they want to do what they want to do and they sneak out the windows and they, you know what I'm saying? They do all kind of stuff. They make long distance calls on your phone.
Well, your phone bill up to $500.
They do all kind of crazy stuff. So you know, my grandmother, at the time that my grandfather passed, she got out of it for the specific reasons that my mother said, is because it can be challenging when you have older children.
Right.
Hey,
And
Keith.
I not meaning to cut you off, Marcus,
Oh,
but
go ahead.
I want to tell you about this one special child after Shay, when Shay left me, and she went to her mom, which I got my blessing. I can remember when they called me at work and told me about Q. Come here, Q. They told me about Q. I got Q when she was 18 months old. And Q is finna turn 12. Now, Miss Q is something else.
Oh, geez.
Miss Q is.
But Mark will kind of already know about Q, because Q done came on asking questions on the show. They familiar with Q.
Miss Q is this is my baby. Now I love Angel.
Thank you.
This is my pride and joy. Come here, Angel. Now I love Angel too, but when I first wanted to get a child,
Angel.
work, and he said, "Hey, Angel," and told me, said, "We got something for you," and I'm like, "For me?" And I'm like, "What y'all got?" And they're like, "We got a baby for you." I left work and ran they took her to my mom's house. It was Miss Q. Miss Q came to the doorstep and grabbed me, and Mama said, my mom said, "There go your mama." And me and Miss Q has been close and tight. And I don't take anything from my mom, because I still with both of my kids, I let their people see them. And like I told them, I'm not going to take anything. I let them know who their people are, because you need to know your people. You need to know who and where you came from. When I adopted these two girls, I let them keep their maiden name. This is Quenisha Barbee Lee. This is Angel Carey Lee. They gonna know their people. These are my blessings, right? I can't leave them out. These are my blessings. God has blessed me 1, 2, 3 times.
Who that just came in, Mark?
But
that's George.
I want to tell you about. When I first got into it, I was particular to girls, Marcus. I had said that I wouldn't get a boy, but it was this one particular boy, and he's white. His name is James. Marcus, when they called me about, now James was, excuse my French, was hell on wheels. James was a special needs child, but
what up, Jay?
But
what's up? What's up?
And I had James for almost 2 years. I didn't want a boy. But when James came into my house this particular day, James walked in my house like he owned my house. James wasn't but about 7 years old, 6 or 7 years old. This little boy almost choked Angel outside on the swing, almost killed him. But we caught him at that time. I tried to go out one night, and one of my friends at work, her name is Tawana Reed. I said, I need somebody to watch James for me. And she kept James for me for about a couple of hours. She said, Faye, you was not lying. James is something else.
But hold on, let me tell you about James. Everybody in the family was talking about James. Everybody would be like, I wish Faye would ask me to keep that damn little James. Like the whole family had almost turned against Faye because of James. Like James, he seriously was a handful.
Yes.
But Faye loved on James. And the thing about James was he was special. He was special needs. He was a special needs little white boy. So of course, first of all, you know, you in this small town, Ripley, Tennessee, everybody looking at you crazy because you black with this little white boy.
Right.
And so, and then the fact that he's special needs, he, you know, things about him, development issues, you know, was slower in development issues and some things. and so my mom really, took James on and helped develop him and grow him and these kinds of things. And so she really took a liking to James that seemingly nobody else did.
Right. I sure did. And actually, I found out I was going to actually adopt James. And I said that I didn't want a boy. I didn't want any more boys. But I got really attached to James. James became my little sweetheart. And we actually found out that James' grandmother, she lives in Brownsville, she found out about James and she wanted her grandson. And you know what, Marcus, something so special about these children, when you show them love, they show it back to you. Some of the kids that my mom have, they are grown now. Don't you know that they have came back and told her, Miss Willamay, I'm so glad that you did this for me. I'm so proud that you did that for me, that you came in my life and did this. One of the kids that she had, Willie, what was Willie's last name? He lives out of town now, but every time Willie comes back to town, Willie find my mom. He goes over there to tell her, hello, Miss Willamay, how you doing? When you show these kids how much you care about them and love them. Now, some people do be in it for the money. I was never in it because you do.
That because that's a big thing. A lot of people will say
of people have this
that
issue
people get into
for the money.
For the money.
But
let
me address this. When you get into it, now the state, when you get into it to foster kids, the state does give you a check for these kids to take care of, because these kids got needs. And you can't do that, all by yourself. You provide a house for them, a bed for them, but they do provide some money to you to help you to deal with these kids and their special needs. And it just depends on the age of the child that you have, how much they pay you. But then and again, when you adopt, they pay you a little bit still, but it's not as much as they pay you for foster. Now, if you need a little help with your bills or whatever, it's a good thing to get into. And a lot of people get into it for the money. But I was never into it for the money because I love the children. But with James' grandmother, she stepped up and she called the state and told them, that's my grandchild and I want my grandchild. But right today, the relationship that me and James' grandmother have, I have went and picked up James, and James have stayed the weekend with me. He'll come in, hey Angel, hey Q. It's just like, he never forgot us. Because even though everybody was against me for getting James, I just felt something for that child. Because, I said to myself, why in the world did you get this little badass boy? But this is James.
Oh.
James.
That's me and James.
Oh, that's what's up.
That's what's up.
Let me ask you.
Hey, y'all, I'm
and let me say that, George, come on, please get into the conversation, man. Welcome home, brother.
I am so sorry for being late, Miss Faye Barbee. I'll be late for you.
You know I'm mad at you.
I am so, oh my God, I miss my Miss Faye.
Hey, baby, I love you too.
I love you too, baby. Oh my God, I have been waiting for this conversation because there's so many, oh my God, so many questions I want to ask you about what it is like to be a mother and then foster mother, and which there are big differences, because my sister in St. Louis, they had before my sister had her first child, my nephew Joshua, they had a foster kid, and they were like, oh no, they were like, no, we cannot. Dealing with a foster child is different than dealing with your own flesh and blood. And Joshua, by no means, is the perfect child, but they deal with him on a different level because that is their own flesh and blood. So, do you think that being a mother first and then being a foster mother kind of was good? I don't know. I guess good training as far as being, able to accept kids with different backgrounds and different ideals as being in the foster system, the foster care system, because you know they always say kids that are born to you are just God's choice for you, but kids that you pick or kids that you pull from the foster system are those that you choose. So what about being a foster mother do you particularly enjoy?
I'm okay. I'm gonna address that like this. I don't agree with what she says, and I'm gonna tell you why. It goes back to not discriminating. A child is a child,
Mhm.
and even if you had that child biologically, or if you adopted that child, or if by some reason that child came into your life, because I biologically had Keith, and I love Keith,
Mhm.
but I adopted two girls. But I don't show no difference in none of my kids. I love them all. Just like I had them on. One lady asked me at work, she said, Q looks so much like you, it's like you had Q. I said, I believe in the life I did have Q. I
Mm.
really do. But let me tell you this incident that happened to me. We was in Dyersburg at Walmart, and I had the little boy James. We couldn't find James nowhere. We look, and I'm like, Lord, I done lost this child. Where in the world is he? Now, like I said, I'm not gonna sugarcoat nothing, and excuse my French.
Right.
But when we finally found James, these particular white people said, "What y'all doing with that child?" I said,
Mm.
"This child is mine," and we was looking for him. What the hell is wrong with you? You
Right.
don't believe in black and white? Move on. And that was it.
No
Let me.
discriminating.
I mean, but
So,
but Miss Faye, you've always been that person that is, very accepting, very, upfront about if somebody loves somebody, then that's who they are, and that's gonna be the end of it.
Right.
Two things.
It
Two things. Let me slide in here real quick, George. Two things as far as what y'all talking about. When it comes to the way I feel like my mother nurtured and raised me, I feel is the exact same thing she does. I see her doing the exact same thing with Q and A. There's like no differentiation of the way she is raising those girls. I mean, there have been times, even in my adulthood, I'd be like, dang, like she sure is doing a whole lot for them that she ain't do for me. Like when I tell you, it's something about that's a maternal thing. You either are a mother
a
or you
mother's
are not
love,
a mother.
right?
And this is a mother, you know what I'm saying? So it didn't matter whether they came from her womb or not. I can say I can say without any hesitation that I absolutely know that my mom raises Q and Angel and showers Q and Angel with the same type of love
Oh
that
Lord.
she's always shown me. And then when you talk about George about tolerance, one of the greatest things, man, that I can and of course my mom has taught me so much. I've learned so much from her, but one of the greatest lessons that that she gave me was tolerance. At a very early age, my mama told me, you don't get to judge what people do. People can do whatever they want to do out here as long as they ain't hurt themselves or anybody else. You don't get a say in that. You don't have to like it, you don't have to agree with it, but you don't pick it apart. And
Right.
so, man, that just stuck with me. That notion of tolerating people and the choices that they make, because that's what it is. Everybody, it boils down to choices. And so, I really admire the fact that she passed on the importance of being tolerant to all types of people in all types of situations.
right.
I mean, I've always felt like Miss Faye and Mama Smurf, they were my own parents. even though I mean I have parents and they're alive and I love them to death. That's coming to Ripley. That's like my second home, and
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
they always treated me like that.
Right.
Like you somebody's child, and we're gonna treat you like like you somebody's child, like you need to be taken care of just like anybody else. And I think I've always thought that either foster parenting would be somewhere in my future because having my own, that's not gonna. No, I ain't. No, I ain't gonna be
Don't
tied.
say that, George.
I ain't. No. No. No, ma'am. I'm sorry. I ain't gonna be tied down. If it's child support, it's real child support. Where I'm supporting the child. So
Right.
that's. I mean, that's always been my focus. So I see that in my future, but I see myself being a great parent. But I also see people like Miss Faye and Miss Willie Mae as always being someone that I would go to for guidance.
Right.
Like, this little Negro I'm about to shoot him. What
Mm.
should I do?
What you said?
Man, I really appreciate you saying that, man, because of course, and everybody know I talk about my family all the time on Facebook. It's either God or my family. So you know how I feel about the women in my life and my family, man. So for you to acknowledge that the love that that they show you, man, that speaks volumes because that's who I come from. You know what I'm saying? I come from love, from people of love, and that's what it's all about, man. And what you feel when you come to Ripley is love, and it's genuine love. We ain't putting on, ain't no put on. We ain't put on type people.
Just like I tell everybody, look, I'm not gonna fake nothing. If I'm not in a good mood and don't want to be bothered with you, I don't want to be bothered with you. I'm gonna tell you good morning, but other than that, that's all you getting from me. I'm not a fake person. If I'm not in the mood and I don't feel you today, F you.
Good morning, and how you doing?
What you said, I ain't gonna do it for the van today.
Okay, Mom, riddle me this now. Can you adopt without fostering, or you have to foster to adopt?
No, you can do either or. You can just be in it to foster, or you can be in it to adopt. Now, I was in it to adopt. I only wanted to adopt, but you have to foster some kids first, and then there are kids that are available for you to adopt.
Okay.
So you can do either or. You, like I said earlier, you just can't discriminate of color. You can say, well, I only want a girl, or I only want a baby, or I only want a teenager. But you just can't say, I just want a little black baby. No, you can't say you want a little black baby. You can't do that.
I thought that was, well, I don't know. I guess from my perspective, especially growing up in the Midwest, that was a big. I mean, they were very for a long time. That was the thing. They didn't want you. I mean, even if you wanted to foster a little white baby, they'd be like, no, black kids can go with black families,
Mm-mm.
white kids can go with white families.
No, that. No, they're not doing that anymore.
Okay.
Them back in the Alex Haley days. We ain't doing that no more.
Roots.
Roots been gone. We watched the reruns of it on the TV. Folks, black and white getting together having their own babies now, so that ain't possible.
Right, right. That
Mark, didn't you have that one question? Remember that you had sent through?
I did have one question. This is a new question that came up. Well, first, let me say that kudos to y'all, man. Like Miss Barbie, and even Keith, for taking and like having that village set up for Angel and Q. You know what I'm saying? Like setting that positive reinforcement for them. The question is, with Q and Angel, like Keith and Miss Barbie, what do you guys think that right now that they need? Like, what do you think they need to improve on that'll that'll help them grow up to be, I guess, good citizens, good human
positive
beings?
role models, right?
Yeah, positive. Well, that will increase their positivity in the future. Is it anything like? Is it anything in school? Like maybe they need to learn math, or maybe they need to learn patience, or anything that you think that you guys will be part of their village that can teach them.
Q does need some patience. She's very impatient.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Angel, there's a big difference between Q and Angel, but they do like most sisters do, because when I first got them, people would say, "They're not sisters, are they?" And I'm like, "Yeah, because I'm their mother. They're sisters. They have different moms, but yeah, they're sisters." But Angel is more of your easy-go-lucky, but Q is more hyper and nosy
Let me
and
tell you. Let me put it in celebrity form for you. Q is Tamar Braxton. She extra. She
mhm,
extra. She need attention. Gotta have it. Gonna get it.
mhm,
And
mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Angel more Candy Burris.
There you
She
go.
just chill in the cut. She gonna
Mhm.
make sure the business happen, but she ain't gonna really do too much extra. She gonna try to avoid the extra at all costs. But Tamar Braxton is cute all the way.
And you know what? Another thing, Keith had two dogs, Capone and Gotti. We call who was who? Q was
Q has got to be
Capone.
Capone.
Capone,
Angel was Gotti.
and Angel with Gotti, because Gotti will lay in the cut
Great,
Yeah,
yeah.
just
and
wow.
Just
find
why?
his own little
Want
space.
attention? You gotta notice if she in the room, just like she just came in the room now where we was talking about her. She just gotta be seen. But that's my baby, and I love her though. And she need gonna die.
Oh, I know.
Hey,
Whoa.
Miss Barbie, I know when I was younger, my sister used to always tell me that I was adopted or I was a foster kid or whatever. And for whatever reason, I didn't even know what that was. But it used to make me sad back then. That's what she used to push my buttons like that. And I remember going to school with people that might have been adopted, and people used to make fun of that. I never did, but because my sister used to do that to me. But people used to make fun of those kids. Do Q or Angel have those types of emotions or feelings towards being a foster kid, the where it might affect them?
No, I
Uh,
can truly
they
say
got
they and I thank God that they never went through anything like that. They never
That's good.
did. As of right today, they never had anybody to make fun of them or anything like that. And I thank God for that.
There's nothing to make fun of, really. I mean, somebody picked you up that loved
Somebody loved you enough to take you in.
And
you.
then,
Right.
and then
That's
too, I think a thing that helps, because this is Ripley, it's a small place, and
mm-hmm.
really, a lot of their family is still here, so it's not like they disconnected, just
Right.
thrown out here to us.
Right.
They other, biological family is around, in this area too. So, they get to move around and be a part of all of it. Like it truly is a village,
And
so.
like I told them, I told each one of their families, Q family and Angel family, anytime y'all want to see them, come and get them, spend time with them, you can do that. I'm not going to keep them away from their family because family is important and you need to know your family.
Okay.
Has there been cases of abuse in terms of like I don't know, can you whoop kids or I mean like has it been any other have
No.
you ever think about sexual abuse to any kids? Does that happen a lot in foster care
Some,
or adoption?
sometimes in some cases, I don't know of any cases like when a child is taken out of a home. Yeah, some of those cases have happened, but
Mhm.
with Angel and Q, it wasn't any of those cases. It was like child neglect for both of my kids.
Hmm.
But no, you cannot whip these children when you get them. They say don't whip them, but there's a way around everything.
Yeah.
So you cannot whip them because but and I understand that because see they already have been through enough being taken away from their
Yeah.
parents. And one thing
Mhm.
I can say about these children, when they leave their parents' home, I have seen it time and time again. They love their parents.
Hmm.
God knows they
Even if they
love
treat them like dirt.
they even if whatever their parents have did to them, they love their biological parents. They
Right.
love them.
Mhm.
And you can't take that away from them. So they tell you, and which is true, they've been through enough. Don't send them through any more turmoil.
Okay.
So what I used to do, I just tell them, look, go into your room or go somewhere. But I had smaller kids, so that's another reason why I said I didn't want to deal with teenagers, because see, with teenagers, you want to put your hand around their throat and say, look, you up in my house. I know, Miss, what did you buy up in here? So, when you get a teenager, you gotta have a good frame of mind to deal with them children.
Right.
See, I know mine is coming now with Miss Q, because Miss Q finna turn 12, and she finna go through that preteen stage.
Oh
Already
man.
sometime now. But we gonna deal with it when it's. I told Keith, I said, when she get a little older, you gonna have to send her to boarding school, because I'm not gonna deal with her.
Keith,
Well,
how does all this affect you? Like from Q to all the kids, like how did this affect you? And does it make you want to have foster kids? Has it been a frustrating task? Has it been one that's all built in love? Like what's your words on it? Dealing with your brothers and sisters, basically.
well, interestingly enough, I feel like had it happened at another time in my life, I probably would have been jealous. But because I was an adult, what I'm saying, I was an adult by the time my mom had started fostering, and definitely by the time she adopted Q and Angel, I was grown and off, in Maryland or DC somewhere. So it didn't affect me because, one, I wasn't around here, and then two, I was grown. Had I still been in the house or been a teenager myself, then I'm sure it would have affected me differently. But because it came when it came, I was able to accept it in a different way, and always I just want my mom to be happy. And I've always remember growing up my mom wanting a girl. So all kids want their parents to be happy. So, at the time that it happened, and we first got the blessing of Q, I was just happy that my mom was happy. And then when we got
Right.
the second blessing of Angel, double the blessing, let's get it. So it was never a problem for me, bringing Q and Angel into the mix. And interestingly enough, me and Q, because Q a cancer just like me, and we have a lot of similar ways. And I can remember when Q was small, we had these nicknames for each other. She used to call me the cat. I don't know where it came from. She called me the cat, and I would call her the chatterbox. So we was the cat and the chatterbox. So me and Q hit it off. I mean, immediately. She was just a little small girl, but I would come home to visit, and we just always got along. And then when Angel came along, same thing. It was just a connection. Like I love them. Like I don't even feel like how some people like step sister brother or half brother sister. I don't see it in those terms. Because I know that family is beyond blood, because and Mark, this I'm gonna have to go here. God
Go
adopted
ahead.
us into His family, so
Hmm.
adoption sits high with God, and so how can I be mad at adoption? Now, as far as me, I want two from my own loin. I want them to come from this good semen. To be honest, I want mine to come from me, but I
That you
promise
respond.
you. But just say if I got married and my wife, if I got married and my wife she wanted to adopt, I would definitely consider it. I don't have a problem with adoption, but I definitely want my own kids above and beyond adoption. I want them to come from my bloodline, but I don't have a problem with adoption. And I definitely would adopt, and particularly if it's something that if I get married and my wife won't, I'm definitely going in to make my wife happy.
Okay.
Okay, I have a question. Um, what are what are the issues? Like, okay, Q and Angel, of course, they're two different individuals. What issues did they come to you with that you had to deal with off the bat? Like every kid, either sometimes they ADHD or they have emotional issues or they have
Wait, you have to go
issues
somewhere.
with um, loss as far as not or being taken away from their parents. What issues did they come to you with that you had to overcome for them to start to, I guess, meld with you as a family? What issues did you have to break down with them?
He's talking to
Oh,
you.
you talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you was talking to Keith.
Well, Angel was like a drug baby, so you had to do.
Actually, with Q, I really didn't go through any problems with Q, but really, which I really don't want to go into detail as
Right.
up to, like I say, only thing that I can really say is when I got these two children is that it was child neglect.
Okay.
And the problems that came with, I really didn't have any problems with Q, but with Angel I did go through some difficult problems. And just like as she's getting older now, I'm going through a few things with her, but they're not um, what you call
It's not
very
nothing you can't
they're,
deal with.
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
nothing overwhelming
There you go.
or that can't be.
There you go. It's something to deal with, but it's not over the hill to deal with.
Right.
So it's some things that I can deal with and she can deal with, and we sit down and we talk about it. So and we got a handle on it now. So and I knew that come from her mom, you know.
Right.
But and because like I said, I don't want to go into details about
Right.
exactly what went on. But you know, with each child, you go through different stages with them. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so, but as of right now, we really have a control over everything. Both of them are happy, both of them are healthy. Q was running track. Angel don't know what she wants to do though, but and Q
I
is.
see her being a cheerleader. I don't know why.
I did too. You know what? And really, actually, I had both of them doing cheerleader, but Miss Q is a little bit of a tomboy. She was running track and she did pretty good, but now she's getting ready to go to summer camp like she did last year. And did y'all win state? We going to state on May the 7th. They won state. They
Q can't run
She
no track.
real proud of that.
Q
She
can't run
said
no
we're going to
track.
state on May the
I'm
7th.
gonna tell Q to her face she can't run no track.
She did what
She
she
said we're
could.
going to state on May
She
the
did.
7th.
She did
Don't
what she
get it
could, which
twisted.
was all
Yes.
right. So I'm gonna give her little props for that. But George, actually, you go through different stages with them, and like I said, I know with the upcoming years, I'm gonna have a little problems out of Miss Q. I can feel it, and like they say, it takes a village to raise a child. I'm gonna need Mama help, Q help, and I might call you and Marcus and tell y'all I need
Hey,
y'all help.
hey,
Because I ain't too proud to beg, baby.
hey. Send them to DC. We're turn them loose all in downtown DC, and let them show how these little kids in DC they. Oh my God! It is a whole different world. I mean, I hopefully Q and Angel know how blessed they are to be raised in a strong environment
Yeah.
where people care about them.
Mhm.
Because these kids now, I mean, the stuff that they even talk about on the train, like
Mhm.
what they be doing in class, I'll be like, how is your teacher allowing you to be under little Don Juan desk,
Mhm.
you know, doing such and such little Don Juan? Really? In class, really? I mean, to be in an environment where you're loved and protected, it's It's so few and far between,
Right,
especially
right.
when you leave off the coast.
That's right.
I mean, it's hopefully they know how blessed they are,
Yeah,
especially to have Miss
and
Willie
I
Mae. 'Cause
tell
Miss Willie Mae not gonna let that happen. She ain't gonna.
no,
No.
she ain't. She's not. And I tell Q all the time. Q thinks kind of thinks a lot of what other people say and do. But I
Mhm.
tell her all the time, Q, be you. Don't
Need
go.
to hear that.
And I used to tell Keith the same thing. Don't worry about what other people think about you. Just be you. All you got to do is be you. Don't try to do what other people do. Do what you do. And I tell her, I'm like this. I don't want to have on what you got on. I want something totally different than what you got on. I want to be me. I
Right.
don't want to be dressed like you. I don't want to even have the same shoes, same skirt, the same hairdo that you got.
Right.
I want to be me. I
Hmm.
want to be, over here. I want to be that little puppy over here. And she's getting it. I've been working on her with it, but she's getting it because she was like, Mama, that little girl, she don't, because Q. She just hating, baby. That's all
Right.
it is. Don't worry about it. Tell her hi and bye and go on. That's it.
So, Miss Faye, what did your family say when you even suggested that you wanted to foster or adopt kids? What did they say about your decision to do that?
My mom was all for it. I mean, at the time, I was married, and my husband, at first, he didn't really want to get into it, but a woman got her ways about getting what she wants. I do. I don't.
Always.
Nobody else. Now I can speak for Miss Faye. I can't speak for nobody else. But what Miss Faye want, Miss Faye
They
gets, and
get. Yeah.
that's off. What's the show? What's the name?
Oh,
I can't think of it
Jesus.
right now, but I think of it before we leave. But anyway, what I want, I get, and he did it. He didn't really want to do it, and he got into it for me. But once we got Q, and just like right today, him and Q, just like Keith and Q,
Right.
Victor Lee loved him
Q
some
and
Q,
everybody.
and Q loved her
Vic,
daddy.
right.
And she loved. She got two daddies. She got her biological daddy, and she's got her daddy that adopted her. And she know both of them loves her,
Close to
and
both.
they do. And she's very close to both of them. She's very
Uh,
now. Unfortunately, with Angel, we never found out who Angel's daddy was.
right.
And my husband is the only daddy that she really knows. But
Mm.
we sit down and explain that to her, and and I talk to her about that every day. And she keeps in touch with her biological mom. She lives in Chicago, and she
Uh,
calls her. And when she comes down here, I let them spend time with them. Cute mama, when she comes down here, I let her spend time with her. When her biological daddy wants to get her, come get her, give me a rest. You know, let me have me some me time. I need to drink me a beer.
I heard
and some
that.
wine.
It
And
all
all the
works
wine.
out. It all works out. It works out for the best. And like I told him, I will never ever keep them from there, because they're not gonna grow up and ask me, well, why didn't you let me see my daddy? Why didn't you let me see my mom? You're not gonna
Mm.
never ask me that. Never.
Mm.
Miss Barbie, quick question. Have you ever had any issues with not issues because from what I'm getting from you is that you're a very open and accepting person. So have you ever had kids or have heard of kids going to foster parents? The kids might be LGBT or gay or homosexual or in a different religion. Like maybe someone had to take a kid with a Islamic faith or Amish faith, like or Mormon child or anything like that? Or is it? Have you ever heard anything like that? Or and if you were to take on a kid like that, how would you go about that?
Now you know what? I think my mother had one child. I don't. It's a little girl. I can't. I don't really want to say because I don't want to be wrong.
Right.
But I know she had one child that didn't believe in God, and it was a
Hmm.
problem there.
Oh, if she was in Mama house, it was a problem. She didn't believe in God.
My mama told her, well, I don't care.
This is my first time hearing of this. So
I don't care what you believe in, but we finna go to church. Now you can sit there and mumble or whatever, but we going to church.
You gonna give the illusion that you like God.
Now, if I've never had a child come in my home like that, and if I did, you know what? First thing I would do is pray to God. Look, you got to work with me on this one, because I can't do it by myself. But with all kids, you got to pray and ask God to help you with them. So, but in this case, you would have to really say, God, come on now. You got to come in here and step in. But I would just take it day by day and handle it the best way that I could.
Mm-hmm.
Well, see, I know as far as the religious slant, it's going to be a little harder to have a situation like that in this area, I think, because, it's not like a lot of people practicing Islam and Wrigley. Most people kind of Methodist, Baptist. There's a couple, religions that people kind of tend to in this area, so you're not going to really get there, but it would be interesting. I'm really interested to know, Mama, how would you handle having if you had got a child who leaned towards liking the same sex? How would you handle trying to raise a young person who expressed that in themselves? Because a lot of times, sometimes people don't express that till later in life, but with the child, how do you deal with the child who expresses that already?
Because they're coming out earlier now.
Yeah, they definitely coming out earlier now.
Yeah.
Q tells me all the time that they coming out earlier.
Yeah, she tells me too. I've always been like this. I'm a very open-minded person.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing that I really do believe in, to each their own. I mean, because I'm not going to judge you. It's not up to me to judge you. When you go to the man above, that's who's going to judge you. So what I would actually do is to sit down and have a long, serious talk with this child and ask this child, is this something or situation that you really want to be in? And if you really want to be in this situation, I will back you up. I don't care if you 2, 8, 5, newborn or whatever. If this is what your preference is, hey, you got my blessings. Because I'm like this. I try my best and I don't judge. I do not judge, because people judge me and they judge the man above. So, and when I get to him, and like I tell people all the time, you ain't paying my bills, you ain't buying me nothing. I love purses. You're not doing nothing for me. You're not providing a roof over my head. I don't care what you say. Say what you want to say. They talked about Jesus. I'm not no better than Jesus Christ.
I heard that.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So okay. So what do you see as Q and Angel's future? What is the future for them?
God,
What would you like their future to be?
I'm gonna say this like my stepfather used to say all the time about this boy right here. He used to say it all the time. I hope I live to see they get grown and do what they want to do. And that's it.
What? How about you, Keith? Anything?
I can't.
Man, the thing that I try to instill in my sisters is, man, to be leaders. And I know definitely Q is a leader, and because she's older, I work with Q probably more than I work with Angel. And then too, I always teach them about having pride in whatever they do, whether they washing dishes, doing their homework, sweeping the porch, giving an Easter speech. I always tell them to give the same type of respect and pride to everything they do. Man, for me, I just want them to be loving, compassionate, productive citizens of this world, brother. And whatever way they manage to do that, whether they nurses, doctors, artists, teachers, that's never mind to me. I just want them to be good people. You know what I'm saying? I just think the world needs good people. I just want them to be good, compassionate, loving women. I want them to be women like their grandmother and their mother. That's what I want for them.
Is there any could you give us the websites to some of the organizations or the one you work for, Miss Barbee, and any others, in case anybody that's watching this show have any questions or inquisitive about becoming a foster parent?
I don't have a website on hand. I could give it to Keith when
Yeah.
y'all do your next meeting. But I know you probably can go into some type of foster care, something of a .com or whatever. I can get the exact thing that you need to go to. But one thing that I can tell people though, I mean, if you can't have a child and if you have the love for children, I know from experience that this is a good thing to be in. Like I said, I am not in it now. I got out of it. I was the president for Lauderdale County and Tipton County for about 6 years. But with my work schedule, and I wasn't going to adopt any more kids. I mean, I got my hand full with these 2 girls I got now. So I have moved on, but I'm not going to say that I won't. Once you get out of it, you can get back into it, and it's a blessing to be into it because these children are a blessing. I mean, they got their challenges and they got their faults, just like all of us do. But the most important thing that I can say, and I'm going to leave you with this, they just want to be loved.
Mm-hmm.
They just want to be loved.
Okay. Well, we're gonna post it up on the mailroom page, the websites. So if anybody is interested, because I feel like this is a great thing that you're doing, Miss Barbee.
Thank you.
I really like to thank you. First of all, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And it's a pleasure. I love that you shared this information with us. If you can, before you go, could you give us a little tidbit about Keith as a kid? Like, is it something that you saw him doing as a young that you can say, oh yeah, that's Keith right now? Like, Keith as a youngster growing into adult Keith. Like, how was he as a kid, as a child?
As a child, Keith was very quiet and private, and that's what he is now.
He still is.
Yeah.
He was very quiet and to himself, but Keith has grown into a young man that I am very, very proud of, and he has very, very high standards. But sometimes I have to tell Keith like I used to tell him when he was a child, and like my father told me, God bless his soul, this is my biological father, you gotta crawl before you can walk.
Yeah,
But Mark, I
too
already
big.
told you that. I come out the gate at 60 because we talked about this with the mailroom, Mark, and how my expectation is always at 100. But you don't start at 100. You got to start at 0 and work your way to 100. So I gotta agree with that, man. That's one of my flaws, brothers. That I do have high expectations, and I do want to do things on a certain level always.
And he Marcus and Judge, and which George, this, he gets very discouraged sometimes. But like I tell him, one thing about it, if you at that mountain and you way up here, but if you right here, the fall is not as hard.
Right.
So
sometimes you just gotta pray
reach
on
up, but kind of stay at a minimum. So when you do fall, you won't slam dunk.
Right.
But most of all, always believe in God, because God knows what is for you. And you're going to get what is for you. And don't ever give up on your dreams. Whatever dreams that you have, don't never give up on them. And George, I told you that all the time.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Don't ever give up on your dreams and your hopes, because what is meant for you, God's going to give it to you. He's going to give it to you. He might not give it to you now. You might be 70, 90 years old when you get it, but you're going to get it.
Amen.
No, that's what's up.
That's what's up.
Thank you for coming on the show, Mama.
I love you.
I love you too.
Oh,
See you one day, Marcus, in person, and George, you know I'm looking forward to
It's
being
time for me to
with
come to
you.
Ripley.
Yeah, y'all come to Ripley.
I need a good
for
old
you.
meal. We need to come. I need to
Bye,
come to
guys.
Memphis in May, actually.
I
y'all.
know, right? Juicy J gonna be down there this month.
Oh, not Juicy J.
Juicy
Oh,
J, Patti LaBelle, um, I think Snoop coming. Somebody else, another big rapper coming to Memphis.
you know the best time to go to Memphis in May is the last week in May.
When they doing their barbecue, the
Uh
cook-off, the barbecue cook-off, that's what I'm
huh.
trying to get to.
And I'm going with you. But it's just his daddy.
Miss Faye is Miss Faye. She is not gonna change
Man, thank
ever.
y'all for being so nice and kind to my mom, man. I appreciate, y'all giving the opportunity for her to speak on something that she's really passionate about. I really appreciate that.
You know I love your mama. Your mama is when your mama and Miss Willie Mae and Papa Smurf. Papa Smurf was always very stoic and always very on time. He ain't never say much, but what he said it, and he meant it, and you felt it. So yeah.
Don't hang up. Mom can tell you something.
Now, Keith, I think it's cool that you would actually do that for your mom. You know she's passionate about this, and you put her on the show. That's cool, man.
Yeah,
I
man.
think that was very cool.
She's,
Hey,
she's a dope lady.
And one more thing. Tell Sean that I missed him. I'm looking forward
Where
to
is
a conversation with him too.
Saint Sean at?
Sean, he wrapped up in something with his kids or with his job. It's something, one of the two I remember. So,
Yeah, he had just sent a message came across the top of my screen. I didn't get to read it, but he just said he was sorry. He probably said why he wasn't in the show tonight, but I didn't get to read all of it. But I just seen a message he sent through our message thing.
Don't
okay.
worry, don't worry. We're gonna drag him down to Ripley. I'm sure he'll find a lot to do
Yes, we will. We're gonna find him
all
out to do.
throughout West Tennessee.
Cause I hear he's famous for St. John. I need to meet St. John's.
Uh huh.
Saint Sean.
St. Sean.
Saint
St. John.
Sean, yes. Saint
You
Sean
got a
will
way with
find a
words,
lot to do in
man.
West Tennessee, baby. Mm.
I
Hey,
told
how
I told
far?
my mom Saint Sean the reason why we still get to do a show. That
Hey, the
guy
women, the
Candy
women are
Boy.
loving that
Man, they be loving that nigga, don't they?
Well, that's all
guy.
right.
Hey, George,
Yes, sir.
can I get a quick tidbit on what you think about this Donald Sterling thing, this Clive Bundy thing, or this affirmative action case in Michigan?
I think all of them old white men that they have their opinions, and it's
Mm-hmm.
fine. And it's fine for them to have their opinions as long as you don't support them.
Right.
I
Anything
mean,
about this affirmative action case that you heard about that girl who had 3.5 or 3.8, couldn't get in Michigan, University of Michigan?
she needs to find her
Black
another
girl.
school. She needs to find her another school to go to.
Damn.
Now
Seriously,
she
I
has
mean, really, I
this
mean,
this a black girl.
it's
Black
a
girl.
black girl that tried to get into University of Michigan. They denied her. Of course, um, yeah, there was a case, University of Michigan versus the United States, where they went to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court decided that Michigan did not have to abide by affirmative action laws. So if they decide that she can't get in, she can't get in. Get
So
over it,
so they
people.
basically said she can't get in basically because she black. That's the only reason that
No,
No, it's not because of
they
that.
found people that were as qualified or more qualified than she were, than she was. Okay,
So what's the problem then?
because she wants to go there. Get over it.
Well, they told
Sometimes,
her no,
sometimes
so
if
she can't reapply another
I mean,
time.
it's not like she had a 3.5 and everybody that got in had like a 3.2, and she had like this outstanding SAT and ACT whatever. If they don't want you, I'm sure you got great grades, you got great ACT, SAT scores. You can go to somebody else's school. Maybe don't even be concerned. If they don't want you, I don't want you either. If you don't want me, I don't want you either. That's how I feel. So if University of Michigan didn't want her, then you shouldn't want them. Keep it moving.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sometimes you have to get. I mean, we have. I understand that there were times and there were days when um, we couldn't get into Ivy League schools, or we couldn't get into white schools. Period. But I'm sure with her grades and her accolades in high school, she could get into somebody else's school.
So this not an Ivy League school, right?
No,
This is
University of
University.
Michigan. It's a
Yeah.
Big Ten school, but it ain't nobody special.
Well,
Go to
I mean,
Michigan State.
I just think it's a slippery slope. I think it's a slippery slope once again. That
Everything is a slippery slope, though.
right? Like what happens if they're looking at your name and if it's ethnic, you can't get into the school. I mean, like out of all the 3.5s or whatever they had, they didn't accept her or whatever. I mean, now maybe I don't really know everything, but hopefully, it's another black girl that got in over a white person. They can overlook black people really easily and just think that we are, this monolithic thing that they can just judge as one. So if you see Chief Keef, that's a nigga. Well, what did I say earlier, Keith? What's a black person with 5 degrees? A nigga. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to, if the whole country go with the affirmative action thing, I mean, of course you can say, well, don't just go to that school. The thing is, the University of Michigan is closed. I mean, maybe Michigan State, if Michigan State don't accept it, what if Michigan State do the same thing? What if Eastern Michigan does the same thing? What if Western Michigan does the same thing? I mean, this is an inner city girl. Who's to say she got money to go to University of Tennessee or Harvard or
have to
whatever?
go to community college.
That's what I'm saying. You gotta go down to community college when your grades and your work that you did shows that you need to be placed higher. I don't know. I think it's a really slippery slope that we need to watch. White people act like black people haven't gone through that 400-year head. The white people haven't had that 400-year head start on black people. In terms of slavery, which still affects us. And of course, to me, this is a show of white privilege still. That like, oh yeah, forget that slavery stuff. That didn't happen. Forget that Jim Crow stuff. That didn't affect anything. So, I mean, I get your point, George. Yeah, you should be able to get in another school. But what happens if another school teaches you in Michigan? And do you have enough money, to go out of state? I don't know.
Well, I mean, that becomes the. I mean, it would be one thing if I look at it as more of if it was multiple schools in Michigan denying her entrance with the grades that she has in her ACT and SAT scores. But just because University of Michigan denied her, oh well. I mean, they take top tier applicants just like everybody else take top tier applicants. I really don't.
So are you against affirmative action?
I mean, but pretty much they didn't say Michigan can do what the hell they want to do at this point. So the Supreme Court said
from what I'm hearing is that school don't have to abide by affirmative action. Ain't that what you said, Mark?
right. They don't.
No, they don't.
Supreme Court said they don't have to abide by it.
Well, here's the thing. She wasting her time. You know what I'm saying? I understand what you're saying, Mark. I really do. We do have to keep watch over this stuff, real talk. But at the same time, she gonna have to keep it moving because them folks have made their decision, and the Supreme Court done said they ain't got to abide by affirmative action. That's dead. She gonna have to find something else for her. She gonna have to find something else somewhere else to take her 3.8, 3.5.
Right. That's what I said. At this point, she needs to move on.
Because it looked like to me the law done spoken, and who get to override the Supreme Court? If the Supreme Court said they ain't got to do it, and they done already told her we ain't rocking with you, then what else do you get to do? What is her recourse? What can she do besides go somewhere else?
And
So what
protest.
happens? So what happens if the Supreme Court does something like they make a law to black people? We should just say, oh, Supreme Court made their rules. You know, they can stop voter registration for black people or for a certain type of. Just say, oh, Supreme Court made their rules. Nothing I can do about it. You shouldn't fight still.
No. I hope that's not what I'm inferring. But what I
That
am
means you need to
saying though
vote.
is we not gonna fight every one of these battles. You cannot fight all of this stuff, man. It's so much out here that's not right. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's a Supreme Court decision or whether it's this man making a statement, there's so much wrong. You can't fight all these battles, brother. You need to pick some key ones that we can win or that we can make a dent in some of these situations and go on. Because every time somebody say a racist slur or every time somebody don't get in the school they want to get in, you can't pick up the torch to fight for all this shit, man. You just really can't. One, who got the time if you got kids and a family and work and church, and who got time to fight all this stuff for just keeping it honest. And then two, I just think when you try to fight everything, you lose everything. If you fight everything, you lose everything. So you have to pick your battles wisely. And I feel for this young lady. If that's the school she wanted to go to, she should be able to go to that school if her grades and everything are in order to go to that school. But I'm just saying, I don't feel like we need to always fight. Everything wrong. Now, because, I mean, a lot of it is wrong. But you ain't going to be able to fight all this stuff, bro. A lot of it is going to end up being a waste of time.
Yeah, I'm gonna disagree with y'all. I feel like affirmative action is very important. We not there yet, So,
Well,
but
I guess for me, the way affirmative action comes across in the news media, it ain't really been helping nobody in a long time. Like I don't know because, like for instance, I've lived in places where it's mostly been an African American population, like Atlanta or D.C. So I ain't had to worry about it. I had jobs when I was, in some of these places. So I've never gotten a job through affirmative action that I know of. So I've not been aided and abetted by it, but I'm sure it works. But just based on what I hear, ain't nobody checking for it. The white folks don't care about it.
of
I don't
course
know.
they not.
It just seems like ain't nobody adhering to it, and it's become like archaic. Like it's an old law in the book with dust on it.
Mm.
Well, I'm
That's
gonna
how it
disagree
come
with that.
across. I mean, I don't know.
I mean,
I don't follow a lot of legal things, so I don't know. But I'm just saying, based on when I do hear about affirmative action, it's something like this where it ain't worked anyway for somebody.
I mean, honestly, sometimes when you look at when it really matters, like the president of Walmart or the president of GM or the president of major companies, they all white. And like they can affirmative action like every fourth person got to be black. I mean, really, affirmative action doesn't work a lot of times the way people think it should work or the way it does work. It doesn't work like that. It works. I mean, yeah, you're supposed to have so many people in your company that's black, or you're supposed to have so many people that are minorities. Companies don't, in a real sense, they don't work like that anymore. And at one time that was needed, and at some point this it still is needed. But people, I mean, when it comes to the big money, it still don't work like that. You still only got maybe two black CEOs or five black CEOs out of 100,000. So really, what is the big deal? What are we fighting for? We fighting for the bottom or the middle, or are we fighting for the top where we should be in the first place?
I don't know. President Obama is a child of affirmative action.
Oh yeah.
I
So so
mean,
is so is
A lot of Mexicans,
so
a lot
is
of Mexicans.
Clarence Thomas. Clarence Thomas is a child of
Mhm.
affirmative action, even though he act like he's not.
And
He's
you know,
affirmative
yeah,
action all
that's I
day
don't
long.
know. Yeah, he turned his nose up at affirmative action. He affirmative action got him in there. A
Right.
lot of immigrants, Mexican immigrants, are children of affirmative action. I mean, affirmative action basically changed Chicago's segregated ass city. You know, because we wasn't really nowhere to be found in the parts where you know the white, quote unquote, white people were. You know what I'm saying? But we finally start getting in different neighborhoods and getting into downtown and stuff like that. So I mean, to me personally, you know, affirmative action is needed still. You know, the gap between rich and poor is immense. Is huge. You know, so you know, I just feel like you know just to erase it. I don't know. It's a slippery slope, and you know, white people can say, oh, you know, you know, we're not discriminating. They're just not qualified. It's just easy for people to say that about black people
Oh
because they
yeah,
look at
it
it
definitely. I
differently. So
mean, when you talk about okay, when people say like the best schools in DC, they ain't talking about no public schools. They're talking about Georgetown Prep. They're talking about Sitwell Friends, where the Obama,
Sasha and them and Malia go.
yeah, where Sasha and Malia go, and those schools are private schools that take money. It's money is the segregating factor now. It's not your skin color. If you got the money to put somebody somewhere, then yeah, you can get them there.
yeah, but who don't got the money though? What color people don't got the money? You know.
Most minorities don't have the money to put them there, but a lot of white people don't have the money to put them there either. So
Okay.
who's the real segregating factor? The segregating factor is not necessarily skin color, but how much money you have in the bank and where do you get it from?
What
That's
more?
that's the real affirmative action is money. How much money you got?
Speaking of
Because
money, I want to go back to this Sterling thing right quick. Now you got a bunch of people who look like us, allegedly, supposedly interested in buying the Clippers. And a couple names that I've heard are Oprah Winfrey, Floyd Mayweather, Magic Johnson. What difference would it make if one of these Negroes bought this team or not? Like, am I supposed to feel better if Oprah or Magic own it than if another white person was to get it? Like, I'm not quite sure I understand why everybody is clapping that Magic Johnson want to buy it. Like, I don't really get why they rejoicing like it's the second coming of Jesus.
Well, I think this is an emotional buy. If like Oprah, I would like to see Oprah on it. But the thing with Oprah is, do you really love basketball like
And see,
that?
that's my thing because they saying that
Are you owning it?
the day before on TMZ, they saying she was like, I don't have no interest in that. And then the next day, she just, and of course, you can have a change of heart. Anybody can change their mind. They
Hmm.
said the next day she changed her mind and was like she interested. But I don't just see Oprah Winfrey as somebody who interested in basketball like that to want to own a team. And maybe you don't need to be interested in the team to want to own the team. I don't know if you need to be interested in basketball in order to own
Probably
it.
not.
you
I mean,
don't, you
it could
don't.
be a money making
Just
venture.
like just like the Maloofs weren't interested in owning the Sacramento Kings when they sold them. They weren't interested.
Right.
They owned them just to own them because they are part of their net worth. I mean, many owners love it's a part of the portfolio.
Right.
Most people don't love it. That's what you hire people that love basketball. You don't love it.
Well, and I look at
That's just part of their portfolio. They own a basketball team, or they own a
mhm.
football team, or them people don't love that sport. They love it when they get the championships, and you see them at the game cheering and shit. But they don't love them teams. They don't care. They don't. As long as the teams make money, as long as they buy good franchise players, they don't love teams. Nobody love. You don't have to love a team to own it. You just have to own it and have enough money put aside to be able to buy people when you need to buy them.
Yeah, no, I agree. Well, you don't have to love it to own it, but like Mark Cuban is a good example of who a person, an owner that does love his team. You
Yeah.
know, and I think that Oprah, who they say, P Diddy, Rick Ross, this person, that person. I feel like it's an emotional buy, and once they get into it, they're gonna see it's a real business, and I don't want them to lose their
Exactly.
money. You know,
Exactly.
not knowing how to run this business, not knowing how to hire the right people and get the
This
right consultation to run that business. So I feel like, man. I mean, if you want to, I think Oprah definitely could buy it and spare. You know what I'm saying? But like, like man, you might need to work. You might need to focus on that channel. You know what I'm saying? And something you don't, because
yeah,
she
she got enough shit on her hands. Just like Jay-Z owned part of the Brooklyn Nets, and then he sold that shit. Just because he loved basketball, he don't love it that much to continue to own it. He saw an opportunity to sell his shares, and he sold it and moved on. Just because you love certain things, it's not necessarily about that. It's about, do you have the capacity to run the business like it needs to be run? He didn't have the capacity to run that business like that, so he sold his shares and moved the hell on.
Yeah, I know. For me, Oprah was like one of my best friends from like 2005 to like 2009 or something like that. So listening to her say that, really, like she has to really be into something to, take a part of it. Like I don't know. I don't see it. Maybe something has changed because I don't really watch it anymore. But I mean, I don't. If you ask me, I think she should pass on this one. Now, Magic, that's a whole other thing, man. Like Magic, he's just a mogul in LA. I can see him taking his team and really doing some things with it, man. Like really, because and then the fan, they got a lot more black fans than the Lakers. So like really doing something for the community, giving back. I know he got his ties to the Lakers and he loved the Lakers. I think that'd be a good buy for him. I
It
mean
would
personally.
be a good buy. It would be a good buy if EJ wasn't spending up his money on Birkin bags and Chanel glasses and shit.
That boy, Magic on the Dodgers. EJ can spend all the money he wants for the next 10, 20 years. He good.
Okay.
Magic on that Dodger, man. The Dodgers old. Dodgers that old money. We
Oh
talking
yeah,
about. So I would like, on some funny stuff. I would like to see Rick Ross and P Diddy, put together something and own a team, man. Just for hip hop, man. I like to see how far hip hop came, man. Because people just do not respect people in a rap game. So to me that'd be funny, man. And yeah, I don't know if Puffy can run a business like that. Shit, he got Bad Boy hanging on by threads. I don't know why he's still relevant like that. Even with he's not really relevant with Bad Boy. He got this revolt thing going, and hopefully that works out for him. But I don't know if Puffy is a good person to keep the Clippers going in a successful way either. Because he don't like spending money. As you can tell from his artists. So
well, Puffy done learned to be a shareholder. He is not an owner anymore. He's a
oh
shareholder.
yeah.
He learned to just have his money in things to just grow stuff. He's not really the type of run a business.
Yeah,
He's
he
really
licenses his
running a
name
business.
and stuff like that.
No, he don't run business anymore. He'll be a shareholder in it, and he'll take his money from it, and he'll sell it, just like he did Bad Boy. He had his money in it long enough to make some money from it, and then he sell it off.
Mm. What's y'all take on this Portia Stewart Cordell Stewart thing? You seen the change in this?
Oh, what did she say that he abused? She said he abused her and all that.
Yeah, he said he didn't. If Portia lying, she a dirtbag, man. But if she not, you got to take it seriously. Like like she could be telling the truth.
Does anybody really care about them?
No,
So
I guess not.
they making they trying to keep themselves in the news. It's like no, she trying
I
to
don't know. You know, it's funny. For Portia, she's sexy to me. Really,
uh
really
huh.
sexy.
I'm glad you said not me.
But the thing about Portia is, I don't like how she kind of using all of this to sell the little single flat line. I don't really, care about her, kind of calling Cordell gay, but kind of nah. You'll call him a queen, but then you'll say, no, I ain't saying he gay, but if he want to tell people, I don't know. I just, my whole thing is if you're going to call him gay, stand behind it and say that he gay. And if not, then you shouldn't have put that out there like that. So when she's been called a task on it in a couple of interviews, like I know she was on Entertainment Tonight or one of these Access Hollywood or something, I seen a part of it. And when they took her to task about it, she kind of reneged on what she had originally said and was like, well, I didn't never say he was gay. I just It's just all a bunch of silliness, man, of trying to stay relevant with your 15 minutes. And I guess, when I was, and these people, I guess our age or older or about our age, but for me, as a younger man in my 20s, I probably would have done some of this silliness, for my 15 minutes because I really wanted 15 minutes. Really, I wanted, 30. But I would have done a lot of stupid stuff to get the spotlight. Now knowing what I know, it ain't worth it, brother. Like losing marriages and friendships and your and jumping out of your character for a paycheck. It just is a no go for me. And but if that's what they do, that's what they do. This is not something that I would be interested in, just keeping up a bunch of drama to get a check. I just would rather do things another way because it's always more than one way to get a check. And and,
Mm.
and I don't agree with doing certain things that jeopardize my reputation and who I am at the core of myself for a paycheck.
Mm.
And they may not feel that they doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like this just may be how they operate and who they are. So they're not jeopardizing anything. But for me, if I did things in the way that I'm seeing Portia and Cordell do it, that to me is not of my character. So I have a serious issue with that and I wouldn't be able to sleep well. But
Mm.
that's just me.
Okay.
They
Okay.
no, but all of they on some bullshit, and I think slowly but surely people are seeing through it. Same thing like for me, people were up in arms about the Beyonce tickets. Look,
Them things cost a lot of money, man.
How much?
$800, yeah. But anyway, which I already said they were gonna be like $700. I told y'all that
Dude,
beforehand.
like the median price is like $300, and them is like seats that's way on the other side of the street, down the street from the damn place that it's in.
Right.
And them seats
Damn.
cost three. You can sit on the curb for $300.
And I told y'all that beforehand, before the tickets even went on sale, that's how much they were gonna cost. But I mean, one, I like Beyonce. I like Jay-Z. But even if I won some tickets, I really wouldn't be trying to go see them. I'd be trying to sell some tickets. I'd be trying to sell the tickets that I won because I got other shit that I could be doing with that money. I mean, it's
Mhm.
just
I like Beyonce and I like Jay Z both, but and I got a little extra money, but I just can't reconcile spending $250 on a concert. I've never spent that much money on a concert ticket. I don't think that's worth. And then too, I mean, I know Beyonce is a performer, but for Jay Z, he ain't gonna do too much but grandstand and walk around the stage. And I mean, I guess that's what he's supposed to do, and that's fine. But I can look at him do that on TV. Like I can watch the videos or pull up some old footage of him. You know what I'm saying? Like I would love to go, man, but I just can't see putting down that much money for them. I mean, I think they cool people. I think it was a great idea, husband and wife. I think it's an epic move as a business couple, all of that. I think it's great for, music and entertainment. You just not gonna dupe me like that. You're just not gonna get my money like that when you just,
when I can wait for
can't.
it to come on HBO Why I could wait for it to come on the DVD.
Dude, they filming it for the DVD. You know a DVD
1995
gonna come.
because it's gonna come on DVD or it's gonna come on HBO later on. So I
Is the ticket selling out?
um the tickets go in for the show at M&T Stadium in Baltimore go on sale tomorrow.
Okay,
And,
so we'll see how it does.
they're anticipating selling out within a couple hours.
Man, let's go on into these Jerry Springer moments.
Jerry Springer. I need for y'all to just get. I need for people to just get over themselves. Be more concerned with your own life, and being more concerned with the things that matter, which are raising healthy children, being good stewards, doing the things that really matter. I mean, Beyonce don't matter, Jay-Z don't matter, Cordell really don't matter. It's about your home and your happiness and being able to be, good with you. That should be your concern. All that other foolishness is just that foolishness. That's my Jerry Springer.
I'll give my Jerry Springer next. Well, I like to thank Miss Barbie and Keith and Angel and Q for opening me up to this world of foster care. I didn't know much about it. All I know is from people getting teased when they were little, and me being teased when I was little. About foster care, and I wasn't a foster child. So, but opening yourself to that world of people just needing love, man, and seeing how it affects a mother's son and how he takes it on and shows love and how maybe they will grow up and maybe return the favor to not even if they don't even have to adopt kids, but just show love, and spread their love. So I just think that's a real beautiful thing. Keith's mom strikes me as a accepting person, an open person. Of course, she said she's gonna talk to me about being an atheist, but the fact that she's still
and she's serious too, brother. Let me tell you something.
Don't
I
get
promise you,
twisted.
when she first see you, she gonna pull you to the side somewhere.
The thing is, she kept the conversation going with me. She didn't break no conversation off. She allowed me to ask questions, and that's the love I'm talking about. As an atheist, I'm not here to not talk to Christians or anybody else, and she said it herself. She had a gay child. She gonna stand behind him or her or whatever, and that's the type of love that we need moving forward. That type of I can't say it's tough not to judge people, but I guess in this case, for lack of a better term, I say that non-judgmental love that you want to keep the child growing. You want to accept children, flaws and all, because we don't know it all either. You know what I'm saying? We all learning and stuff. So it's just good to see that that you can open your life up to foster children, to adopting children. Some people can't bear children. This may be an option for you, and I definitely want to put some websites up so you can look, if you want to look into it. You definitely should, and you can. And just keep spreading the love like that, man. This show was important to me because this is just another way that the mailroom, us four guys, is showing love. This is a different way, though. So we have many ways coming up of people's stories, people out here doing things. So this is just another way, and so thank you, Ms. Barbie. Thank you, Keith, Q, and Angel, for opening up y'all lives and sharing it with us. And of course, thank George, you know what I'm saying, asking good questions and all that stuff to keep viewers that don't know, you know, like we keep them open minded to something that they could do in the future. So, you know, that's it.
Well, man, my springer moment, man. I'm gonna draw from both you and George. George had mentioned, it's time, that we start dealing in what's real. You know what I'm saying? And, things that really matter. And one of those things that really matters is love, and that's something that you spoke on, Mark. And I absolutely believe that love conquers all. It conquers intolerance. It conquers ignorance. It conquers all of that. When I absolutely do believe, the greatest of these is love. When they say that in Corinthians, I believe that. Um, and lastly, man, my mom wanted to let both of you guys know, George and Mark, how much she enjoyed the both of you and being on this show, man. We have been talking about this, all week, and my mom has really been excited about it. Her energy, um, just kind of carried off with me, and then, when I made the little video, like she was happy to make the little promo video. It's always love when you get people who aren't resistant to the things that you're trying to do. And so my mom was really on board with the show. She was really on board with opening up, with her expertise on the subject of foster care. And man, let me tell you something. This show is such a blessing to me, man. In the ways that we're able to hopefully help other people, in the way that we help each other, man, to just see things from other perspectives, from different views, from different vantage points. It's important, to try to put yourself in other people's shoes. And I really believe that, we did that tonight. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we'll continue to do, man. It's just tell the stories that need to be told, brother. Tell the stories that need to be told.
That's what's up.
That's what's up.
So, George, you going next for your hometown heroes?
No, because
Maybe it's
because
Sean. We don't know.
honestly, I mean, I love. I really don't know what hometown hero to go for actually, because I've been living in DC for almost 11 years. I've lived in Nashville for 6 or 7 years, and I lived in St. Louis forever, and all of those I consider as my hometowns. I
And
mean,
well, there you go. Then you got three places to choose from. Because see, that was the thing. Like, man, when I say hometown, I'm saying hometown. And I'm just, Mark is the one who even suggested this whole thing. But I took hometown to be either your current, wherever you currently reside, or your actual hometown. So, it really doesn't matter whether it's DC, Nashville, or East St. Louis, man. We just want you to bring on somebody who you love, respect, admire, or somebody who can bring a certain perspective to something in a way that we've never heard it, or talk about DC or one of those other places in a way that introduce those places to us in a way that we haven't been introduced to them. That's the whole idea that I gathered from Mark when he was saying this. So it matters not, George, where they come from.
Or just bring your homie on, man. Shit, let's just trip out with somebody. I
Yeah,
don't,
and then,
shit.
you know what I'm saying? Like, it don't got to be no serious thing like how we did foster care tonight. Like Mara said, we can just trip out. You know what I'm saying?
Because we gonna get
About,
serious. We gonna get
man, I
about some
promise
serious
you,
stuff.
it's about spreading the love.
Hmm.
It's
okay.
about spreading the love.
We'll see. We'll see who's worthy of me bringing on, because I can't expose everybody to y'all.
Oh, by the way, George, I'm gonna be in DC like on the 19th to the 20 some second. So
Hey, G, make sure you
Well,
get that
come on
man
through.
pissy drunk. G, get that man pissy drunk. Let me tell you
Oh,
something.
we
man,
If
gon'
he come,
we
if
gon'
he
we
come
gonna
to
go
G,
we gonna go to Alero on U Street and go get some
oh,
you
G, and
know
take him to the W. They got
uh-oh.
that nice bar at the W.
uh, sh-
But look here, George. Let me tell you something. If Mark come to DC and he don't holler at you, man, please let me know. We jumping on a flight to Florida and kick that nigga in his throat.
Nah, nah,
Don't
it
let that
ain't.
man come to DC
he
and not and y'all don't hang
he
out.
go oh Mark gonna get his feelings hurt when he come to DC.
Now I'm gonna come holler one of these
Cause
days, man.
it's enough people here and it's enough TSU alumni that he might run into one of his exes here in DC.
Come on, man. I'm getting married in about
Yeah,
in
yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
month. I don't need to marry. I don't need to meet no exes. No exes. But hey George, I really don't. I'm trying to catch this. I'm trying to catch a Wizards game, man. If
That's
do they
not gonna
sell out
happen,
easy?
bruh. Them
Sold
games
out.
sold out. Them games are
Oh
sold out.
man,
Once they
dang.
made the playoffs, all them games were sold out. So you can get over that.
Oh man,
You
that's what I was really
if you want
trying.
to see a Washington Capitals game, you want to see a hockey game, yeah, you might be able to see that while you're here.
Okay,
But no,
I
you
might
ain't
have to
seeing the
catch that
Wizards,
Capitals game.
bro.
Not a
Them
Capitals,
games
but
sold. Them games is sold out.
Senators sell out easy. The baseball team. I catch them that pitcher
The
and
Nationals,
the
not
Nationals.
Senators,
Yeah,
but the
well, I'm talking about
Nationals.
Senators. Oh
We ain't
yeah.
going to no baseball game, bro. I don't do that.
Oh, okay, okay.
No. I ain't
Okay,
going.
well then.
I don't go sit out in nobody's sun and drink beer, bruh. No, It's
Man,
not
baseball
people,
games is fun.
bruh. No, I need to be indoors with alcohol and a box seat. I'm sorry,
Man, dude, that hurt, man. That Wizards game. I really wanted to go to the Wizards game, man. No nosebleed sections either.
dude.
Ah,
Sold out. What did you talk? Sold
George,
out.
you know somebody that knows somebody that can get you 2 tickets.
nah, that's
I
okay.
know.
I'll watch them on TV.
I mean, I know somebody that can us into a national game that work for the Washington Nationals, but I ain't sitting outside. No,
Mm.
we
Well,
ain't
should I
watching.
just take a?
We ain't watch. We could. Well, actually, he could probably get us a box seat because he worked for the national. But I ain't watching baseball. No, no.
Let's go to the Stadium Club. What's that about?
Oh, Stadium Club that went bankrupt, bro.
Oh yeah.
The city bought out Stadium Club.
Damn. Fuck, let's just go get a drink somewhere. Just chill.
Oh, I'm telling you,
And we back to the drink.
No.
we going to Alero on U Street, and then we going to L'Oreal Plaza and get some Mexican food.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And
yeah, yeah. Have you ever been to L'Oreal Plaza, Mark?
Nah,
no,
I'm sleep.
Oh yeah,
I'm
he'll
sleep.
like that, George. And them drinks is good.
and the drink is
Yeah.
good, and then we go out to the harbor. We go out to National
Yeah,
Harbor.
that's
What's
dope.
And
that? See, I don't know nothing about that.
we'll go have a pre bachelor party at National Harbor.
That's dope,
Oh
George.
shit.
That's dope. That's dope. That's dope.
Well, that sounds like a plan, man. I'll let you know the concrete plans. I gotta let the executive secretary make the plans for the flight and all that stuff in the hotel. So
Don't be flying into Dulles and shit either, cause I ain't driving out to Dulles to go get your ass. Fly
no, you don't have
straight
to get
to
me. You
National.
don't have to get me. I'm good. I'm gonna take the
He got this man got car service. You heard? Didn't you just hear him say the executive secretary? So you know they got that man with car service,
no man.
George.
I'm catching a metro, whatever that y'all call it out there. Straight.
Whatever.
They sending that man a black truck. He gonna be rolling in one of them Obama trucks, one of them Chevy things.
I'm gonna be on one of them
Every
DC
time.
bikes. That's what I'm gonna be on. I'll be riding the hell out them bikes when I'm there. Damn, they get hit by
they gonna
cars.
they
They
gonna
drive
George,
fast as hell.
they gonna send a Segway for that man.
Ooh, oh, not the segways.
What's a Segway?
You know them Segways that was
Them,
popular, Mark,
them,
them little,
them,
like
them.
scooter things.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, no, but I'm gonna be there, George, man. But let's go ahead, cut this show short, man. This was a great show, though, man. Great, informative show.
Keep,
Uh,
keep tell your mama I miss her.
I will, man. I gotta say it one more time. She definitely wanted you guys to know how much she enjoyed you tonight, man. So I just gotta say that one last time. She enjoyed you guys, and she enjoyed being on this show.
yeah, well, I enjoy having her and asking her questions. Tell her if I was asking too many, my bad. I'm inquisitive.
Yeah, you
So.
was going in at the top of that show, Mark, before George came. Gee, wait till you watch it back. That darn Mark was going in. He had them questions right.
Yeah, but all right, y'all, man. Peace out, man. Y'all have a good night, man. I'm about to go get in this pool, try to get my body workout on.
Pool.
Yeah, man. This pool workout been that shit, man.
What?
40 laps.
Let me
40
find.
laps.
I told you that man is the one with the money. Yeah,
I don't know
Oh, this is the
nothing about no pool. I don't know nothing
Hey
about no pool.
guys,
Hey, Miss Barbie.
I
Bye,
just wanted to
mommy.
tell you all good night and that, hey, like I said earlier, don't give up on your dreams. What you got going, I'm praying for you, and it's going to happen. Because like I used to tell Keith all the time, no matter where he's at, and George, you know this, me and
Right.
them girls, we love to visit.
Oh
Mm.
yes.
Wherever, if you're
Oh,
overseas,
they
if
don't
you're in
they don't
Washington,
play.
if you're in Detroit, I'm coming. And it's
Yes.
gonna happen. It's gonna happen because I'm praying for you. Y'all got a good thing going on. Keep it up and don't give up on it.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Love you.
Love you,
Love you
mom.
too.
All right,
Man,
y'all.
that's what's up, man.
That's how you end the
Peace
show
out.
right there, man.
All right.
All right,
Peace.
y'all.
I'll,
Peace.
Peace.